Hello and welcome to our channel, Environment and Safety. Today we're diving into a significant event in the history of environmental protection, the Stockholm Conference. In this video, we'll explore the key objective and outcomes of the conference, shedding light on its lasting impact on global environmental policies. So, without further ado, let's jump right in. The United Nations Conference on the Human Environment, commonly known as the Stockholm Conference, held in 1972, was a landmark event that marked the beginning of international environmental consciousness and laid the foundation for global environmental governance. The conference, which took place in Stockholm, Sweden, from June 5 to 16, 1972, brought together delegates from around the world to discuss pressing environmental issues and establish a framework for global cooperation on environmental matters. Context and background. Prior to the Stockholm Conference, environmental concerns were often considered secondary to economic and developmental priorities. Growing awareness of pollution, resource depletion, and ecological degradation prompted calls for international action to address these issues. Key objectives. The primary goal of the conference was to raise awareness about environmental challenges and promote global cooperation to protect and improve the human environment. It aimed to foster dialogue among nations, NGOs, experts, and policymakers to discuss the interconnectedness of environmental issues. Key outcomes. Number 1. Declaration on the Human Environment. The Stockholm Conference resulted in the adoption of the Declaration on the Human Environment, a groundbreaking document that affirmed the importance of environmental protection and sustainability. This declaration recognized the fundamental right to a healthy environment and underscored the need for international cooperation. Number 2. Principles for environmental protection. The conference established 26 principles guiding environmental protection. These principles highlighted the importance of conserving natural resources, preventing pollution, ensuring equitable access to resources, and considering environmental impacts in development planning. Number 3. Creation of the United Nations Environment Programme. One of the most significant outcomes of the conference was the establishment of the United Nations Environment Programme. UNEP became the specialized agency responsible for addressing global environmental issues and promoting international collaboration on environmental matters. Number 4. Global environmental awareness. The Stockholm Conference played a pivotal role in raising global awareness about environmental issues. It demonstrated that environmental challenges transcended national boundaries and required collective action. Impact and legacy. The Stockholm Conference marked the first time that environmental issues were elevated to the global diplomatic agenda, setting a precedent for future international environmental negotiations. It catalyzed a shift in public perception, policy priorities, and political attitudes towards the environment, recognizing that economic development should not come at the expense of the environment. The conference spurred the establishment of national environmental agencies in many countries and influenced the inclusion of environmental considerations in domestic and international policies. The Stockholm to Rio Continuum. The Stockholm Conference paved the way for subsequent major international environmental summits, including the United Nations Conference on Environment and Development in Rio de Janeiro in 1992, also known as the Earth Summit. The Rio Summit built upon the foundations laid by the Stockholm Conference and led to the adoption of the Agenda 21 Action Plan, the Convention on Biological Diversity, and the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. The Stockholm Conference's significance lies in its role as a turning point in global perceptions of the environment. It initiated a process of raising awareness, developing international frameworks, and fostering cooperation to address environmental challenges, ultimately shaping the modern global environmental movement and influencing the trajectory of international environmental policy and governance. That wraps up our overview of the Stockholm Conference on the Human Environment. Thank you for joining us today on Environment and Safety. Stay tuned for more videos where we explore critical topics and actions for a greener, safer world. Until next time, take care and stay environmentally conscious.